Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages with the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. And so let's begin. Let's find out what cards come out and what messages come through. So the first card that we have is the Lovers. We do have Gemini energy with this. You could be dealing with a Gemini. We have the Hermit. It is in the reverse. We also have Virgo energy with the Hermit. And we have the King of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Wands in the reverse. So with this Two of Wands showing up in the reverse, this does feel like a need for attention to making plans for the future in order to make something work. I do feel like with this Two of Wands though, there is a focus on the future and also making plans around the future. But I do feel like with this Two of Wands showing up in the reverse, this does feel like something is halting the progress in those plans. So I do feel like this does feel like a energy of really paying attention to the plans, especially for the future. With the Lovers card showing up over here, this does feel like the recognition of a strong and even deep connection. I do feel like this does feel like somebody that you're dealing with being in a space where they are really open to the chemistry, to the connection. And also I do feel like there is also a sense of being in a very loving space or mood, especially the way that they are viewing your connection with them. This does feel like very passionate energy as well. But I do feel like with the Lovers card showing up here, this also feels like a need to choose. So this does feel like somebody being in a position to make a decision around a connection. And I do feel like with this Lovers card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of recognizing that there's going to be a need to make a decision in some way for this person, especially with regards to your connection. But with the Hermit card showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of being in a space where you're open. I do feel like with the Hermit card showing up in the reverse, this also feels like an energy of being sick of being alone in something and being open to being able to do something with someone else and with a sense of togetherness. With the Hermit card showing up in the reverse, this does also feel like having had been in no contact, coming to the end of that, and also getting to a place where it does feel like a period of being on your own is not what's going to happen in the future. So I do feel like it's of a short duration. With the King of Pentacles showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of making an attempt to be able to really get to a place that's stable with you in a connection. I do also feel like it's a pretty serious energy. Also feel like you could be dealing with someone who's older than you or somebody who's just a very mature person. So I do feel like they show up in a way where it's like they do value things like stability and take things quite seriously in a way that is with a very mature outlook on connection and making connection work. It's like they're prioritizing the things that go into making a solid foundation connection. But I do feel like there is action being taken here, and I do feel like especially when it comes to being able to have stability in a connection, that's of importance. And I feel that there is effort being put into being able to have that with you. So you feel like this does feel like an energy of somebody who really prioritizes their stability, this connection stability, and having stability with you in this connection at this time. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Five of Cups in the reverse. And we have the Ten of Wands in the reverse. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Pentacles also in the reverse. So this Five of Pentacles showing up in the reverse, this does feel like an energy of being able to actually experience a feeling of being in a position where you are able to actually be open to someone, or have someone being open to you in a way that allows for this feeling of being welcome, being in this open space with someone. So I do feel like with this Five of Pentacles, this does feel like an energy of healing as well. So this also does feel like that. And with this Five of Pentacles showing up in the reverse, this also feels like a sense of being able to have any kind of expectations of rejection or being left out be defied. So I do feel like with the Five of Pentacles showing up in the reverse, this is a pretty warm energy within this connection and within the situation. Do you feel like with this Knight of Pentacles, this does feel like a slow and steady approach towards a connection? I do also feel like with that in mind, this does feel like actually taking a lot of things into consideration. You could also be dealing with someone who's an overthinker, but I do feel like generally this person is someone who likes to be able to take their time with processing information, as well as with being able to really think things through before taking action. So I do feel like that does feel like this person kind of going back and forth within their own mind before acting. But I do feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, this person is acting. Somebody is coming in here. And you also get that this does feel like a slow burn, but I do feel like it's a start of something that leads to a strong foundation within a connection between two people. And do you feel like with the Five of Cups showing up in the reverse, this does feel like a healing energy as well. I do feel like though with this Five of Cups, this especially is about being able to heal on an emotional level from any kind of a past disappointment. I do feel like this also is about being in a space where it's like looking forward, you have a more positive outlook on the future based upon being able to have dealt with any kind of past experiences, and it's not something that's getting you down anymore. I do get that with the Hermit card, this also feels like coming out of an isolation or isolated period and being more open, and also being in a space where it's like you are open to being able to actually have more enjoyable times ahead. I also get that is something that's on the horizon. With this Five of Cups showing up over here, this feels like having learned a lot of lessons, especially from the past. And I do feel like this is about being able to actually turn a new leaf and actually being open to what is ahead, what lies ahead. I do feel like with this Ten of Wands showing up in the reverse, this feels like an energy of dropping a burden. I do feel like when it comes to being in a space where it feels like it's very draining, it feels like it's a lot of work, that is something that you're leaving behind you. I also feel like when it comes to a connection, this is about letting somebody in, especially with support. I do get that with this King of Pentacles, this is a supportive energy. I do feel like they support though through the more practical sense and in the more practical ways. But I do feel like this is about being able to work together as opposed to being in a space where it feels like you're doing everything on your own. I also get that with this Hermit card. It's a more open energy. And I also feel that there's a supportive energy also being brought into the situation. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have let go of control issues. And we have worth waiting for. And we have chemistry. So this let go of control issues card showing up over here, this is about things really unfolding naturally. I also get that there could be also a need for patience, which is something that may feel like it is counterintuitive, but I do get that this does feel like things happening in their own timing and divine timing also being at play. But I do feel that things really do fall into place as time goes on. You're able to see that picture in this connection. With this worth waiting for, this does feel like also an energy of that patience paying off. I also get that this is pertaining to this Knight of Pentacles. This does feel like an opportunity coming in. I also get this is someone coming in at this time. I also feel that with this worth waiting for card, that this does feel like also being in a position to be able to see what you hoped for. And I do feel like divine timing is also at play within this connection. With this chemistry card showing up over here, this does feel like strong attraction. And I do feel like there is someone here, this could be somebody even in the workplace, but this does feel like somebody who is in a really good position, especially when it comes to their work situation or just as far as being established in life. This may be somebody who's older, somebody's quite mature, but I do feel like there's a lot of attraction from them towards you. And I do also feel like there's strong chemistry as far as even being able to feel some kind of a connection with this person. And I do feel like this person is someone who's going to take action based upon those feelings, towards being able to let you in on that and be able to actually make a move. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Sagittarius, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Sagittarius.